Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel After Christmas Countdown, where today I wanted to do something special for my viewers in the UK. The UK viewers are number 2 behind the United States in the countries watching this channel. I also have to give a shout out again to my subscribers in India. India is holding strong at number 3 on the country list, ahead of Australia. So hello again to everyone watching in India. It's very impressive that they're ahead of Australia. But one of the interesting analytics in my YouTube channel that I can see on my dashboard is how long people watch the videos. And the interesting thing is that viewers in the UK have the longest attention span of anyone in the world watching this channel, because they watched for the longest number of minutes of any country that's watching. So I thank you for that. And I have here today a British chocolate of Cadbury Royal Dark. Very appropriate name, coming from England. And this is dark chocolate. It says indulgent, semi-sweet, and it is actually pretty healthy. I like the Hershey Special Dark. I've never had this before, but it has only 14 grams of sugar in the 5-block serving, and also you get 15% iron for the day from chocolate. And here on the back is a description that says John Cadbury opened his first store in 1824. So that's going to be 100 years very soon. His passion for the art of confectionery produced smooth, rich, and delicious chocolates. That tradition lives on today in the form of exquisite chocolates made to suit the connoisseur's palate. Enjoy. After my review of the chocolate, I'll be reading an excerpt from one of the great commentaries on England by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Try to find that on another one of those million follower YouTube channels. The whole bar, and then you break off hopefully it will break off easily enough here. Take off now they say 5 of these squares is a serving. There is a wonderful, rich, but obviously dark chocolate aroma. And you've got the little logo on there. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes.
Bob, you say you want me to read an excerpt from the UK?
No, I said we were going to have an educational and erudite reading from a classic piece of literature.
I hear you, Bob, but you gotta understand, people these days don't want to be educated. They want Dr. Phil dueling Baby Yoda Pickle Rick coming out of the 90-inch flat screen World Wrestling Federation.
Well, that doesn't mean we have to sink to their level.
Okay, Bob, but don't be surprised when your audience switches over to the old British guys driving cars channel.
Well, the first thing I notice is that it is slightly sweeter than the Hershey Special Dark. So if you're more of a milk chocolate person but you want the health benefits, I think you'd probably like this a lot better than the Hershey Special Dark, even though I have a great nostalgia for that from the old assortment. You know, that bag you get with the Mr. Goodbar, Crackle, Hershey's chocolate, all into one big bag. It's also a lot I think more depth of flavor to this than there is to the special dark. So it really does have a high quality taste. You can tell it's a premium product. And I'm going to go ahead and give this as far as a dark chocolate goes, because obviously a milk chocolate is richer and sweeter. But in terms of the dark chocolate category, I'm going to give this 5 stars. And now on to our reading. It seems like I more often refer to my German ancestors on this channel because it comes up more frequently in the food reviews for some reason, but actually the majority of my background is British, and obviously Dyer, a very British name as you can imagine. And it's for that reason, and along with the fact that Ralph Waldo Emerson is a great writer, that I like this book he wrote called English Traits. And I'm going to read from chapter 3. I could read 100 excerpts from this book, but I just recommend reading it for yourself if you have any interest in great writing or in British history. The problem of the traveler landing at Liverpool is, why England is England? What are the elements of that power which the English hold over other nations? If there be one test of national genius universally accepted, it is success. And if there be one successful country in the universe for the last millennium, that country is England. A wise traveler will naturally choose to visit the best of actual nations, and an American has more reasons than another to draw him to Britain. In all that is done or begun by Americans towards right thinking or practice, we are met by a civilization already settled and overpowering. The culture of the day, the thoughts and aims of men, are English thoughts and aims. A nation considerable for 1,000 years since Egbert, it has in the last centuries obtained the ascendant and stamped the knowledge, activity, and power of mankind with its impress. Those who resist it do not feel it or obey it less. The Russian in his snows is aiming to be English. The Turk and Chinese also are making awkward efforts to be English. The practical common sense of modern society, the utilitarian direction which labor, laws, opinion, religion take, is the natural genius of the British mind. The influence of France is a constituent of modern civility, but not enough opposed to the English for the most wholesome effect. The American is only the continuation of the English genius into new conditions, more or less propitious. See what books fill our libraries. Every book we read, every biography, play, romance, in whatever form, is still English history and manners. So that a sensible Englishman once said to me, "As long as you do not grant us copyright, we shall have the teaching of you." And then a few pages later, he imagines the creation of England. Nature held counsel with herself and said, "My Romans are gone. To build my new empire I will choose a rude race, all masculine with brutish strength. I will not grudge a competition of the roughest males. Let buffalo gore buffalo and the pasture to the strongest. For I have work that requires the best will and sinew. Sharp and temperate northern breezes shall blow to keep that will alive and alert. The sea shall disjoin the people from others and knit them to a fierce nationality. It shall give them markets on every side." A little Brexit premonition there. "Long time I will keep them on their feet by poverty, border wars, seafaring, sea risks, and the stimulus of gain. An island, but not so large, the people not so many. as to glut the great markets and depress one another, but proportioned to the size of Europe and the continents. With its fruits and wares and money must its civil influence radiate. It is a singular coincidence to this geographic centrality, the spiritual centrality, which Emanuel Swedenborg ascribes to the people. Quote, "For the English nation, the best of them are in the center of all Christians, because they have interior intellectual light. This appears conspicuously in the spiritual world. This light they derive from the liberty of speaking and writing, and thereby of thinking." So a wonderful piece of literature there. Thank you to all my viewers in the UK for your great support, and all my viewers around the world. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. And we're going to January 6th here on the countdown. And I hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time, tomorrow, on this After Christmas Countdown. Bye, everybody.